As director of clinics at Restore Family Chiropractic, one of the things that I've noticed is that we get a lot of questions about neuropathy. So I wanted to put all those questions together here into a single video as a sort of a frequently asked questions. And I want to do this sort of free form and freestyle and give you the whole thing here. So first question, can a chiropractor help with neuropathy? And I think the answer to that is the answer that our hundreds, if not over 1,000 patients with neuropathy would emphatically say, yes, we can and we do. And the reason for that is very simple. If you know what a chiropractor is, chiropractors aren't concerned with the bones as much as they are what those bones protect. That's your nervous system. And on the other hand, if you think about what neuropathy is a dysfunction of the nervous system, typically in some way caused by the misalignment of the nervous system itself. So depending on the type of neuropathy, that will determine the treatment that a chiropractor will give, but all forms of neuropathy are something that a chiropractor should be your first line of defense because it is a nervous system dysfunction and chiropractors specialize in the nervous system. Second question, can a chiropractor help with numbness in my feet, even if that numbness isn't neuropathy? Well, if you think about what numbness in the feet is caused by, it's caused by those nerves that leave your hips and your lower back and they go down into your feet. And if those nerves have any sort of dysfunction in them, if they're impinged in any way, if you have subluxation, well, that can cause numbness in the feet. So the very first place you should go is, where do those nerves leave the spine? And a good chiropractor is going to take x-rays of your back, and if you have numbness in the feet, and they're going to help determine, is that caused by misalignment of the spine? Most of the time, the answer is yes. So what we do is a chiropractor, after a very thorough assessment, is going to realign that lower back and the hips and anything else further down to help fix the numbness in the feet. Third question I get a lot is, can neuropathy be healed? And if so, how long does it take? Well, I've already told you that we have hundreds of success stories around neuropathy, but the how long does it take is a really good question, because neuropathy is a very, very serious condition, and it didn't arrive overnight. Even if maybe the symptoms did, it can take a while for it to get better. But if you were to go to an orthodontist to put braces on your teeth, you wouldn't say, I'd like those braces to be on for only a couple of days and take them off and expect any results. So to help the symptoms of neuropathy and to return your body to an optimal state of healing can take time. And how long that takes really determines on the type of neuropathy. But I would expect your initial care plan to be at least 4 to 6 months of intensive care in order to get your life back, to resolve those symptoms and keep them from getting worse. That way you can get back to working and playing with your kids and sleeping through the night and anything else that neuropathy is taking from you. Because neuropathy is a degenerative condition that does get worse over time. So our goal is not just to stop the progression of the dysfunction, but also to improve it and actually reverse it and remove it entirely. What are the warning signs of neuropathy? Well, there's quite a few. And there's another video that we've already done that gives several of them, but most people are familiar with peripheral neuropathy. So this can be numbness and tingling or burning in the hands or feet. And that's caused by issues of the peripheral nervous system. And when I say numbness, tingling, or burning, sometimes it starts out fairly innocuous, but most of the time it progresses to something that is so unbearable that people can't put their shoes on or they can't stand. They have to do special things to wake their legs up in the morning. Neuropathy can be quite a terrible condition, but it usually starts out fairly innocuous. It usually starts out as just something small, and it eventually progresses to something much worse. Another question is, what is the main cause of neuropathy? Well, there are many causes that we can point to, such as diabetes. There can be medical causes, such as prescription drugs can cause neuropathy. But the central core source of it is not one of those. The central core source of neuropathy is nervous system dysfunction, where it originates in the spine. Now, there's 4 different types of neuropathy, but all those nerves eventually make their way back to the spine. So looking at the spinal cord as a whole and trying to determine if your symptoms correlate with a misalignment, and if so, how do we go about fixing that? That is how we can get to the main cause of neuropathy. What's really frustrating though is most of us want a central cause. We want to know what caused this number one thing. And it's usually from a chiropractic perspective, we're going to look at the spine. We're going to say right there, we can spot right there. We know why your feet are burning. It's because of what's going on in your lower back. Looking ahead, we know the cause is those nerves originating there in many cases. So those are my frequently asked questions of neuropathy. Feel free to send us a message. If you have peripheral neuropathy, the best time to get it checked and to get it reversed is yesterday. The second best time is today. Schedule an appointment, and I'll see you soon.